As usual, let's first start off with the deck. The deck's length is 38 inches and the width is just shy of 9 inches. The total weight of the board is right under 21 pounds. Now the deck itself is definitely unique. It's made out of an X composite with glass fiber, and the top is layered with something that they call frost material. Now in my opinion, I like it better than actually traditional grip tape. Not only does it keep your feet planted, but it's also extremely easy to clean. A lot of times with traditional grip tape, they're very grainy. It doesn't feel good on the hands when you're carrying your board. And with traditional grip tape, sometimes it's very hard to clean the deck. With this material, it just brushes right off. Now it does have a mild concave, which I do like, but I really wish this deck was a little wider. I wear a size 9 shoe, so I'm obviously not a big rider, and my feet still hang over both sides of the deck when I ride. So I do wish the deck was at least half an inch wider. Now for the flex on this deck, I truly enjoy. It really doesn't get much more comfortable than this. Now it doesn't really have much of a springy feel. It's more of a shock absorbing kind of flex. Now it might look kind of springy when jumping up and down on it, but you'll see closer detail what I mean in the wheel segment. So as for the wheels, these are the Galaxy 105mm wheels from Cloud Wheels. I did a very in-depth review about these about 8 months ago, so if you want to see a little bit more in-depth detail about them, check out that video. They're 105mm in diameter, 65mm in width, and 72A diameter. The Galaxies utilize a hollow pore technology, so each wheel has 12 hollow pockets, allowing soft polyurethane to flex and compress whenever you're hitting bad roads. They're also utilizing this unique tread pattern that helps dissipate water in any kind of wet conditions while riding. Now, I personally think the Galaxies are very close to the boosted 105s/Mad wheels, but I do feel like they're a tad bit harder feeling. Now, just because they're a little bit harder feeling, that does not mean that this won't be a comfortable ride. In fact, this is probably the most comfortable street board setup out of the box I've ever ridden. So anytime you're going for 105 Mad wheels, 105 boosted wheels, or the 105 Cloud Wheel Galaxy wheels, I feel like all three maximizes your grip, comfort, and still retains your range as close as you can get it to a traditional street wheel. Because usually when you add more comfort and grip to a wheel, you sacrifice your range. Now with the next clip, focus on the sound. You could hear me riding fast over bad roads, but with the deck and wheels working together, you could just tell it's sturdy and comfortable. As for the trucks, the MAX6 is utilizing their second generation 45-degree 11-inch forged reverse kingpin trucks. No complaints from me here. I like their design with their half and half black and red color scheme. I like how the logo on the front truck is printed on one side. I think the top mounted plates are actually kind of nice too, along with the gold screws up top. And of course the logo and name of the board, and the front base plate has the arrows pointing forward for the beginner riders. And mounted on the front truck is also a front impact protection pad. So in case the board accelerates or rolls into a brick wall, it'll prevent the board from getting damaged. As for the ESC, the MAX6 is utilizing Hobbywing's version 6 FOC ESC with a metal heatsink that also has their QR codes for their website, their Facebook, and their WeChat, so you can get a hold of them if you have any issues with the board. I also like their charging port. It's very simple, very easy to access charging. I hate it when boards hide their charging ports. Now, Hobbywing does have a third-party app called Tuya. Now, I haven't used the app yet, but there's settings you can adjust like speed, torque, brakes, so you can customize the board's performance to your riding preference. As for the remote and the lights, just like all Hobbywing remotes, you have your battery meter for the remote and the board, you have your speed, you have your arrows for front and reverse, you have your speed modes, you have your trip, you have your total miles, cruise control, and with all the new Hobbywing remotes, if you triple click the bottom button, it'll easily change it from miles to kilometers. So you don't have to repair the remote anymore just to change that. Now this might sound a little silly, but I prefer this Hobbywing remote over all the other regular Hobbywing remotes. Just because of that little lip on the top corner, it allows me to rest my finger nicely, especially when I'm throttling the board. Now, anytime you engage the brakes, the lights will flash. With the brakes, it'll only be a red dotted pattern. So to turn on the RGB atmospheric lighting, you just double tap the power button. Now, there are 10 different sequences that it goes through that you cannot control, but they still look cool as hell. Now, even if the lights are on and you engage the brakes, you will see those digital red dots illuminate to show everybody that you are braking. But once you're done braking, the multicolored pattern will come back. Now, what else is kind of cool that I thought was kind of gimmicky at first were these reflective stickers that were on the motor / belt covers. Now, once the sun starts going down, even if it's not totally dark yet, and any little bit of light hits these reflective strips, they illuminate pretty well. So if you ride a lot at nighttime, I think you should have as much reflective strips and as much lighting as you can get. As for the motors, the MAX6 is utilizing two 900 watt belt drive motors. Nothing crazy, nothing substantial here. Let's see how they perform. Okay guys, top speed test on the MAXFIND 6. Let's do it. Okay guys, let's check the rider app. 25.8 miles per hour on the MAXFIND 6 with the 105 wheels. Okay guys, here we go. MAXFIND MAX6 up the giant hill. Took me about 4 miles to get here. Not a full battery, but pretty close to it. Speed mode 4, 105 wheels. Let's see how she does. Definitely didn't fly a bit, but got up there. 16.6 miles per hour up the giant hill. Now for this price point, I think that's perfectly fine. Can it be better? Sure. But again, for its price point, it's perfectly fine. Okay guys, acceleration test on the MAXFIND 6, full battery, speed mode 4. On go. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, nothing crazy. Obviously not a beast off the line, but the way it's priced, it's not supposed to be a beast off the line. All right, let's do a braking test at 15 miles per hour. 1, 2, 3, brake. Nice. Smooth, nothing crazy, not aggressive, but definitely not too soft that the brake isn't responsive enough. As for the battery, the MAX6 is utilizing a 10S 2P Samsung 21700 cells, 10 amp hours, 360 watt hour battery. It also has an IPX5 water resistance rating, and in my opinion, I really like how it's fully enclosed and it's very slim. Having a slim street board is a huge plus for me. It makes it feel like a traditional longboard, whereas most street boards, underneath the deck is a separate chunky battery enclosure that's very thick, heavy, and it definitely takes away the longboarding feel vibe underneath your feet. Then you got another separate chunky ESC in the back. I just wish more street boards would have a thinner enclosure that kind of takes up the entirety of the actual deck, so it retains that longboarding vibe feel, kind of like the MAX6 does. As for range, I'm a 160-pound rider and the temperature was about 75 degrees Fahrenheit. I rode in mostly speed mode 4, but sometimes mode 3. I got a total of 18.5 miles with the MAX6. Final thoughts. With our discount code, this board is only $540, and that's with the standard red 90mm wheels. So you will have a little bit more power off the line with those wheels. You'll also get a little bit more range with those wheels. But if you spend a little bit more money and you go with the 105mm Galaxy wheels, you have more comfort, more grip, and a little bit more clearance for the board. Now, in my opinion, either way you go, you cannot make a bad decision. For those who watch the channel a lot, you guys know that I do like traditional street wheels, lower center of gravity, and those Diamond Dozen China-based 90mm wheels, in my personal opinion, are underrated. Regardless, it's a belt drive street board that utilizes standard 8mm axles, so you can basically put any other street wheel you want on this board. It's also lightweight, it carves really good, it has good stability, and I love its snapback feel, and it's super comfortable deck. I swear, if the deck was a little bit wider, it would probably be my favorite street board. And yes, that includes the original Backfire Zealot OG. Now, lastly, I want to start doing one giveaway each month. So it could be a set of wheels, it could be a set of shred lights, it could be stickers, or it can even be a board. So the more comments you have in the comment section of each video per month, the more chances you have of winning. So chuck your comments down below on each video you see. Thank you for watching, guys. Please comment, like, share, subscribe. Have a good one, guys.